Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Punk Punk Fist Gaming Adventures. My name is Ryan, also known as Punk Punk Fist, and this is another episode. Um, Today I wanted to talk about trying to catch up with all 3D printing. I have not done any kind of update in, it's been several weeks. I don't know the exact day I actually did it, but I also haven't been broadcasting a whole lot because I have been in a really big busy bind as of late. So when it comes to things like broadcasting, it's second compared to some of these. I do have a 3D printing business that I am trying to keep up with and keep it going. So sometimes sitting here and having a chat, playing a video game, even is I don't have the time for it, and I can explain now because I have the time for it. Um, the problems have been solved, but for about a week, every single machine 3D printer has been down, including the color printers. Both of them went out within 2 days of each other. So similar problems, yada yada. I have had to toss two of my Cobra Maxes. Order a replacement uh, Cobra Plus, which is a smaller version of the Cobra Max. Um, it doesn't work. So I had to wait for parts to come in for the Cobra 2 Maxes, and those I have finally got up and running and working mostly well enough. Finally, I spent probably a good 12 hours in one day just trying to repair every machine that I could, trying to organize how a space even to do it. Because I've had so much inventory come in between the filaments and the backstocking of the Pokeballs and production areas. We just, it's been hell. But without all these machines now, I've taken the 3D printer out of the living room and it is right. Is that the one? No, it's next to that one. It's right over here. So the one that was down here that I talked about a lot, gone. It might be salvageable, but I'm not using it right now. Maybe salvageable. We'll see. Um, I'm not exactly 100. I can't 100% remember what the problem was, but I'll take another look at it and get it underway if I can. But I've taken two apart and scrapped them after attempting to fix them, and then I was like, okay, this one isn't going to work. Goodbye. It took. The problem was it took too long for parts to come in, and then it just all at once, all of these printers just started up, 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 all five down. So I've been stressing out trying to organize all that. I've also needed to paint the house. I've had family come visit. It's been a big family week. Um, I've had to take care of some taxes and other chores and taking advantage of good weather. Spent 2 days solid outside chopping trees, clearing the land outside, and yeah. So I'm not sure what the last update has been, so I'm going to share that with you now. We have decided to launch um, an idea. By the way, we might play some RimWorld. We'll see what happens. Um, we've launched this idea of, and I'm pretty sure I've discussed this, of a sealed plastic ball, uh, referencing a Pokeball, you know, that opens, and there be a random uh, Pokemon inside, like a mini, like the little 52 millimeters that I made, like the little mini evolutions that I made. If you look back in the videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. We make those of a couple of different Pokemon. There's an artist out there that allows me to sell their art. Um, and they have different variations of the same characters. So I really only have to print a couple batches of each variation that works, and then print, put them in the balls, and then you get a random pick of these varying Pokemon, and it's technically 2 Pokemon because it's two. It only has 1 evolution, so. And then we got the idea of having a limited edition available of the shiny version, an alternate color version of the same images. So that is where did I save that? So I've managed to print off 1 plate of these in the recent few days. It's a pretty big file. Hang on. There's a lot. But I printed off 1 tray of these guys right here. So I'll need this many Pokeballs. So right back there is actually what I'm going to feature as the red and white ball. And I'm just using it as a test print just to make sure these things still work before I invest in a better batch of the color red, because I'm going to have to use a different brand other than that cheap one. The cheap one is working fine on the multicolors. We have managed to master that well enough that it's not an issue. Although we have had to replace both printer heads, that was my fault. So what had happened was the A1 printer head had a minor explosion, a filament explosion, and got filament all over the hot ends and all of the mechanical structures that was keeping it together. And I had to wait a period of time before I realized what exactly was broken. I got to this one point where I was trying to fix it, and I got frustrated, and I broke it even further. So I had to wait for 3 parts to come in. In that time frame, the X1 went down, and I'm waiting on the part for that. I think it's just the hot end, but it had an explosion the same day as the A1. It wasn't as bad. We resolved it very quickly, and it got back underway. And it hasn't been an issue. We've been using it for the most part. It's the most recent breakdown. So A1 is up and running now. I managed to fix 2 of the Cobra 2 Maxes. Cobra 2 Max. I ordered another miniature Cobra Neo, which is the miniature version of this. I think it's Cobra Neo. Something. Cobra 2 Neo. Cobra 2 Neo. I think that's what it is. And this is a Cobra Plus. Anycubic Cobra Plus is what this is. And it's the hot end sensor is not working. So I'm going to have to send it back. I just didn't want to do it today. But it's smaller. I can produce some of the pieces easier on that machine for the other styles of balls that I have that aren't going to be included in this. I have to have a specific open and closing file for these, and I just need to use a better red on these machines. So far they seem to be working. I have a new one in the box ready to go if this one doesn't work, because it seems like it's probably the worst shape. The one next to it is working fine. So I replaced everything, the hot end and the extruder, and no problems. So far. These are technically their first prints, and they were having issues at the beginning, but it was more of how I sliced the file was an issue. So I need to master that a little bit more. So once I finish this, we'll talk about that. So I've got these on here. The A1 can only handle 4, which is the only reason I haven't printed anymore. Everything else, every other tray has has 5 colors, except for this one. But I didn't want to do this one yet because I'd rather do this one because I feel like these will be more popular. And if I tell them that they're more likely to get these models than those models, then it'll be better. And then right here, since everything is going to be this pretty much the same color, the same color blue, I just swap out these colors with the filament. And these are the alternate color ones, the shinies, as they are referred to as. So I can't wait to get these off the printer. This batch came out pretty good. I only had a couple errors, and there was a layer shift on some of them, but I don't care. So maybe I throw some of them away. I don't know. We're gonna have to do a price check on all this stuff now that I have to spend more money on the filament for this. It's almost red is actually a hard color to get for filament, and it's expensive. Like, it's usually not expensive, but it usually costs more. And then that was this, and then we got into the next subject. That's right, which is already up. You already saw it. It's here. Alex. Okay. I saw this artist online, so let me go ahead and reference him. This is his Patreon, Alfred Prince. You can pay him a monthly amount, and he will allow you access each month to the drives, the Google Drive that'll give you these files. And this month, he just so happened to have all of these motherfuckers, man. All of them. There's 9. It's not just 5. I thought it was 5, but it didn't work out that way. And then I also saw this guy, same deal, same scenario. We have decided for our launch, we are going to do all of the starter Pokeballs, or the first original starters, the first 3 starters of Gen 1, I should say. We're going to do those Pokeballs, those themed balls. That's this here. I've already made one of these. And we'll get into this in a minute and why this is up. But I had to make... Oh, want to go to this? Oh, it's up here. Yes.
Apparently Paula came home today.
Oh. So she's off?
She just randomly joined my lobby. I was like, I didn't know you're home today.
Oh. Okay. I'll hop on soon.
Okay. The new... I like the new season. The new items are fun.
Okay.
There's this set of wings that you can pick up and you can fly around and like dive bomb people.
I saw, yeah.
And you can use like Zeus's lightning. You like throw 3 lightning bolts at someone, and if you hit them straight on, it's like an instant kill on the 3rd strike.
So Kamehameha.
Basically.
Nice.
But with lightning. The battle pass skins are pretty good too. I like them. They're cute. Oh, and they brought back the DMR.
Oh, thank God.
The one that I picked up didn't come with a scope, but it did the same thing.
Nice. Anyway, when I got around to these guys, which it's a two-parter, these are all measured out to the same height, approximately to the medium-sized evolutions that I had referred to a previous video. I'm not dropping a link, and I can't tell you where. Just look for the title, Evolutions. You'll find it. They come with a little nest, and then I figure I can just take it and glue it together, because that would be a lot easier than having to deal with color changes and stacking. It's a pain in the butt to get this thing to do what I need it to do. And Tinkercad won't take it in. And here's why I know this, because originally when I had started printing these guys, which are the cheapest ones, it came out to like $2 a piece on the cheap end. And yeah, I couldn't I couldn't do that, because I knew that this was the cheapest one. So I started running all these colors through. Painting it wasn't really hard. It was actually pretty straightforward, and I managed to get most of them to a kind of decent price. But the problem was the infill. The infill was a huge issue because there was a lot of filament. So I tried to go into Blender and cut these things open and make them hollow. Well, apparently they're already hollow. So it was pointless to do that. So I got it in my head, go ahead and try to print it. And I started printing it, and I realized how expensive it was going to be. And I can't, before it finished printing, because it was going to take like 14 hours, it was maybe an hour and a half in, I decided, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and try to print this thing as hollow as possible. Because if it's already hollow and I put a 0% infill in there, then I just need to change the infill. So I'm doing a test print right now, which I would show you if the camera was any good quality, but it's not. I'm doing a test print right now, solid white, on the printer. I already had 6 come off the plate, but it was too bald. I just wanted to see what they would look like when they printed, and they came out great. Even using cheap filament, they came out really good. This was one of them. I need to see my camera. There we go. This was one of them. It stopped at 97%. I didn't realize it until I had already pulled it off. But it's a good color scheme. But we did a drop test to see how well it would, if you dropped it. It didn't survive. So this is another test print, solid white, with twice as many walls. So we're going to see what happens. It's almost ready. It's got about 10 minutes. I kind of want to do the drop test. I feel more confident because it seems pretty sturdy. And, I understand it's a display piece. Like, that's it. Like, you shouldn't be dropping it. Think of it as a Fabergé egg. Because when I was printing these things, they were costing me like $30 a tray. And I can only get 6 on them. So that's $5 a piece. And for that was on like above the medium average. So some of these were like $6. Because there's color changes all throughout all of them. And all that infill in there makes them really heavy, really, really dense, which makes them sturdy. But if I'm just holding it and I don't drop it, this feels really strong, So minus this little 3% that I never let it finish, apparently, I would say this is a sturdy egg, sturdy enough to sell. And it only cost, this hollow. I'm checking my settings real quick. Yeah, this egg's gonna pop off here in a minute. Yeah, so this is hollow four walls. So if this doesn't work, I'm going to do a 5% infill. So look at this. This is $1 a piece. Now I understand that doesn't seem like a lot when it was $4 a piece or $2 a piece before. Most of what I'm losing is in this random area right here. Just seems to register it as multiple colors, so it goes through multiple color changes more than it needs to. And even this one, even though it's one solid color, is performing color change things. I don't know what it's trying to do. So I'm not sure where in the G code it's telling it to do that. But it's probably some kind of setting that I put on it, and I didn't think about it. I just clicked the button. Either way, these are $1. Now, let me pick something that would be a lot more. I think this one. Nope, that egg just came off. So this one is completely hollow. All right, there's nothing in it. It's just like the egg you saw. It's actually the same egg, just pure white. So what you're seeing on this one is these are color changes. So it needs to move along these paths to fill out this shape. So it's going to give it 4 walls. Oh my god, this is still $30. Are you serious? Okay, so but I don't have to do. I don't have to do 4 walls on that. That's probably where I'm losing a lot of it. So I'm gonna do a drop test on this. See what happens. I knew it. Okay. So this one's a little bit extreme, I would say, on the price range, but that's about $450. So quality wise, is there supports inside? Well, I like that. So it came out pretty sturdy. Like that's a solid piece, even though it's hollow. So I don't really have to worry about any kind of infill at all. So I could probably leave this at 0 and do just fine. And this will probably be more than enough. This looks insane though. Like I almost want to see if a 5% might change anything. Let's see. $20.66. That looks pretty intense. But yeah, it's a solid piece, but it's got some layer shifts on it. I don't like that. And it ran pretty smoothly. And this is probably about where it was doing some color changing procedures when it shouldn't have been. Okay, so that cost more. Why are there 4 filaments? Let's see. Nice. I apparently duplicated a color, so okay. There we go. That is fixed. I will make this some crazy color pink. No. Yeah, there we go. Although it won't matter because this is the whole file anyway. So I don't even know what these are called, like individually, at all. So I'm going to say we have successful prints, and we should go into stage 2. And that is these right here. 0. Slice the plates. So no matter what, 0% infill is the cheapest. So it is what it is. $0.75 a piece. Oh wait, no, I put 2. Those are wrong. There we go. 2 cents. See, these came out really good. Despite that 3%, they look great. Does have a seam on the back, so but there's got to be a seam somewhere. Wait a minute. I can control that. Can't I? All right, I'm feeling confident about this. But yeah, we're going for the price range of about $15. We're thinking of doing a 2 for $3, where you buy 2 and you get a free common one. So that would push some sales, I think, and we would make $18 on each of those sales for in filament cost, not counting other things. But I think that would also push the drive. Oh, buy 2 get 3 free. No, it's what's that? Is it pink? Am I seeing pink? Am I just seeing pixels? Is that what's happening right now? I'm pretty sure there's a thin line of pink in there. The files were originally pink. That's why everything has a pink thing on it. As far as coloring goes, I'm gonna have to double check these. Double check the actual source material. I'm just making sure it's actually going. Okay, it's changing filament. All right, looks like we're doing good. Is it working? No, it's not. Ugh, I swear they have the dumbest reasons to not print. Let's see. The filament was just caught in the spool. I'm gonna get off here in a minute because I think I've solved this problem. I hope I've solved this problem. I'm gonna play some Fortnite. I'll keep you guys updated. Anyway, the plan with the Pokeballs that open is we're going to have a series of balls that open. So we'll have the red ball, the white ball, the ultra. God, that thing is noisy. The the great one and the master, that one. You can have all those, and they'll have varying degrees of like different types of characters in them. And we thought of just throwing them in a bucket of some kind, like a little kiddie pool sized tub, the DVD giant basket for $3 kind of scenario where you just kind of throw a ball in a thing. You pay for the type of ball it is, and you get what you get, And then here's your chances. Here's your actual 1 in 32, 1 in this, 1 in this. It's that simple. Just got to get them printed, and then I can sit there. The shiniest, there's only 4. There's only 4 of these, and you'll find them in those balls. So either you get 6 of the same character. Chances are you'll get a variation of each character, which is just as good. If you bought multiple, I could even do a multiple deal. Buy 5, get the 6th free. I could kind of mobile game it in a way. Sit there, do the calculations out, and be like, I'm only 1 more ball away from getting a free one. If I spend $40 on this one, or $60 on this one, or a variation of all 5 of them, plus another one of my choosing, based off, and at a discounted price at least. So I figure at a minimum, try to have some way at least get $5 a ball, because the balls themselves are pretty expensive now that I'm stuck using these machines. And although I can make the reds on the X1, god damn it, why? Okay, so I forgot I dropped that spool when I opened it. And apparently it got tangled in some way, shape, or form during the process of me using it the last time. It got really, really tight in there, so it's not able to turn. So it's not able to pull out the thing. I'm pretty sure that's the problem. It seems to be the issue. Because as soon as I cut it and snipped it and freed it of all that tension that it was trying to pull on, it started working just fine. So uh, I'm working on trying to get that replaced. So I'm replacing that whole spool. All right. If this doesn't solve it, I'm going to rip that thing apart. Pretty sure that's a problem. So, is it just extruded? Just no issue at all. So I'm pretty sure the spool was the problem. I kept thinking it was the problem. Like, is it just tight? Is it caught? Like, what? It's nothing's making sense except for that. And finally, I was just like, all right, fuck it. I'm taking this off. Put on half speed. So among those few weeks that I wasn't broadcasting, we were having issues with the build plate not adhering with this cheaper filament. What we figured out the problem was the filament wasn't meant for high speeds. So we slowed this machine down, and it seemed to do exactly the job it needed to do. So, by the way, my dispensary sells these for $2.50. A whole, not the roach, but the whole thing. I told him, listen, you keep that sale coming on, I'll come here every week, or I will spend every one of my units on these things. It's already rolled. It's $2.50. It does the job. And they tell me that people don't like it. I like it. It's good. I don't like the way it makes them feel or something. Which, when I first started smoking it, it was a bit much. But now it's like, I like being this paranoid. It's a little bit more intense. Look at me. Look at me. Look me in the eye. You hear what I'm saying to you? I sound like Batman. I'm not wearing hockey pants. Hockey pads. I'm not wearing hockey pads. Yeah, just like that. You want to know how I got these scars? I bet that was a scene where you sit there and like he just looked back. He was actually looking at the director. Like, why would you make me do this? Oh, please. It does seem to be working. It was working 2 seconds ago. I'm going to believe in it. I'm signing off. Goodbye.